People, what's going on? What's up, people? What's up, people? What's going on? Yes, blessing, blessing, blessing. How you all doing tonight? What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to each and everyone. Shout out to all of you guys out there, man. We hitting some serious time right now. But at the end of the day, man, we just gotta do. You see, we just gotta do what we gotta do. Even though there's a lot of changes going on, we just got to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? If you notice, it's not to get panic, but if you notice for the people who 30 in the 30s, 40s, 50s, this type, this age group, we come from some eras. And the eras that we come from, we see a lot of changes. And the changes that we saw, we had also adapt and adjust. Adapt and adjust. Adapt and adjust. And it's the same thing going on now. We have to adapt and adjust. So now we see where things is just going almost, how to put it, man. I don't know how to put it. But what we know for sure there's a big change is approaching. It's already here. A big change is approaching. And all we gotta do, man, is adapt. Adapt changes. I mean, we have our own instinct and we know what we gotta do in order to make it. Because, it's not gonna be easy and it's gonna be very challenging. And as we see, a lot of things is getting expensive. And I'm not even sure what I think going on. The truth is, what I think going on, I think something going on in the form of creating prices and testing how things gonna work out at the same. So it's like a test going on. But I don't believe that things gonna get back cheap. I do not believe that things gonna get back cheap. I believe it's gonna remain expensive and it might even get more expensive. So we got to brace ourselves. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are. You could be in China, Russia, England, America, the Caribbean. It doesn't matter where part of the world you are. It's going to affect you somehow or the other. It doesn't matter where part of the world you are. So we got to try to be more, like I've been keep saying, man, self-sufficient. Self-sufficient is very important, guys. It's a very important thing. And, I always used to make statement about living in the city. The city life, it's a beautiful life. Why it's a beautiful life? You have access to everything. With the city life, you have access to everything. But you limited to a lot of things. You have access to the stores, you have access to the banks, you have access to everything. But you limited to a lot of things. There's people in the suburbs who live in like farmers in their backyard. It's like they're doing farming. They're railing sheep, they're railing goat, they're railing donkey, they're railing animal in the backyard setting. You know why? Because they're out of the city zone. So they're able to do that, but you cannot do that in the city. So the truth is, man, it's coming down real hard on us. It's coming down real hard on us, and at the same time, guys, we got to think too. We got to think. How we got to think? Because a lot of people is getting laid off from their job. A lot of people is getting laid off from their job. And believe it or not, when some of these companies come back, hey, how you doing? Sorry for that, guys. Sorry for that. How you guys doing? Yes, yes, yes. How you guys doing? Thank you all. Sorry for I didn't see the comments. Them. Sorry for that. Shout out to each and every one of you. All right. Yes, guys, it's gonna be a real tough, challenging season. 2025, we thought 2020 was challenging. I think 2025. I think 2025 is gonna be worse. And when I say worse, I don't mean in the form of like how it was in 2021, in 2020, and them already. I mean with the cost per living. Cost per living is getting really, really high. And I don't think it's gonna go. What's going on right now? I know you guys know what's going on right now. But you gotta brace yourself. You gotta brace yourself because it's all happening. You notice almost every country standing up. You notice what's going on? It's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna be easy, man. That's why, guys, you got to adjust to this situation. We have to adjust. We got to figure out how we gonna make it. If we're competing With these machine now, these guys, these machine, one of these machine could do the work with 10, 15, 20 men gonna do in a day. They don't need rest, but we need rest. It's gonna be challenging. I don't know. For the children, it's gonna be normal to them because this is what they know. So for the children, it's gonna be normal to them. But for the elders, the people who see different and know difference, it's gonna be adjustment. You know, in third world, we look at the children and we might say, oh, you on the computer too much. Oh, you on your phone too much. But do we have the right to say that? Do we have the right to tell a child today, a teenager today, that they on the computer too much or they on the phone too much? You understand? Why am I asking this question? And I want you guys to leave a comment in the comment section. What you think? Now, if we as parents trying to keep our children off of the computer, off of the phone, and these type of stuff, is it we blocking them from evolving into this new era? Is we blocking them from evolving? This is a question. Are we blocking the children from evolving into their era of trying to keeping them away from the computer and the phone? That's a question. My opinion is, this is my opinion, I wouldn't block them from the computer. What I'll do, especially if you underage, what I'll do, I'll pay attention to what you're doing on the computer. I'm not going to take it away because you need, in this time, you need to know how to use computer. You need to know how to fix computer. You need, because these kids entering into an era of technology. Me growing up, we gotta survive without a phone. We gotta survive without a computer, which we did. But that was then. The way the world was at that point, that was then. But could you do that today? They cannot. In the world where everything is digital, even currency is turning into digital. So the world we grow up into is different than our children, our grandchildren growing up and have to meet. So we taking them away from the computer, is it a good thing? Or should we allow them and give them time on also monitoring the things they do? Meaning, if you underage, I'm not talking about grown people. I'm talking about if you underage, because a lot of stuff go on online. So we want to be more cautious of the things they do. So what we do, we have conversation. It's best to have conversation with the children and speak to them and let them know the what can happen, the type of people online. So you got to be careful. But taking them away from mastering the computer mastering the technology today into the world, I don't think it's a good idea because these children need to evolve into the new system that come in because it's they gonna be using it. We know different things because we evolve. Many times we evolve. We evolve in different things, in different stages. We evolve from people used to be playing drums, guitar, and these type of stuff into a computer playing playing the music now, creating the music. We evolve from that. So our children have to keep evolving into what's coming. But we all one thing we know, we got to the basic is important. So we're gonna always teach them the basic, which is important. We will always teach them the basic, but you have to allow them to evolve into the new system, the new wall. When I say the new system, what I mean a computer wall, technology wall. We didn't need that in our time. In this time today, if you walk in, you ain't even have to collect a check. That money could deposit into an account, whichever account you digital account, whether cash app, all these type of things available now. They have to know how to use these things. They have to know how to use these things. So baby and our children today in 2025, is it a good idea to baby our children even though we know what's ahead, even though we understand what's ahead? Should we still pull them back into our wall, in our way of living, in how we grow up? Yes, we could give them principle. We could give them ideas because there's a lot of principle that goes once you live in, it's valuable. So we could give them these principles. But when you're talking about pulling them into our wall, avoiding them from go over, where is technology you got to deal with? You got to deal with is technology. You got to know how to operate. You got to know how to download these apps. You got to know how to use them. So we cannot pull our children back into our wall and our way of living because it's not like that. We grew up where someone used to be driving a vehicle. In their time, today, they don't need anyone to drive a vehicle. That vehicle will come by your door, pick you up, and drop you where you got to go. So it's a different time. So we got to wake up, man, and we got to let these kids evolve in 2025. That does not mean we're not going to guide them. That does not mean we're not going to give them ideas. That does not mean, but no, their brain is ready for this new computer wall. We cannot pull them back into our time. They got to pull we into their time because they're going to understand their time more than we do. We still living in our time. We still remembering how we used to grow, how we used to get up and do this, how we used to go to school, how we used to walk, go to school. All these things. They have cars could come right by their doors, pick them up without a driver, and take them to their school. So 2025 is something, man, and it's gonna be more challenging. 2025 and on, it's gonna be more challenging, guys. This is the beginning of a new time, a new era. This is the beginning. Observe, guys. Pay attention. We remember when we believed these times would come, but some of us did not know we were able to face it. But we know these times was coming. But do we know that we would be facing it and living in this time today? A lot of us didn't believe that. But we're living in this time today. So, in a few years from now, listen, big guy, could you imagine? Could you imagine 10 years from now? I mean, could you imagine this wall, the level of technology today? And I'm telling you right now, don't think you have the full level of technology available to you. Hey, Pop Farm, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Don't believe that you have access to the level of technology. No, you don't. We don't. We just have a tip of the iceberg. Just a tip. And just sit back and think today. Sit back and think. The little phone that you have in your hand, how much it can do. And you know what? Like I know I was talking about kids just now. Now, some of us only use the phone to make calls and maybe send a text and check the email and maybe go online and watch your YouTube. But there's more to this phone than just that. So now, this is why you have to allow these kids to evolve. And don't try to hold them back. Because if you hold them back from evolving, they're gonna left behind. Time change, man. This is not the time we live into. This is not the time we grow up into. This is a time where it's gonna be more crucial because now every man gonna be for theirself. Every man gonna be for theirself. I'm telling you. You know why? Because everything is getting hard and people gonna be looking out for their family because it's hard to look out for other people. You see what I'm coming from? So this is why, man, I will always go back to gardening. I will always talk about gardening. Why I will always talk about gardening, man? Because it's a way of being self-sufficient in some form or the other. It's a way of keeping your mental stable. Hey, good it's Homestead, how you doing? Thank you for being here. All right. Thank you all for being here. All right, good to see you. Good to see you. Blessing, blessing. Yes. Yes, guys, we hitting some real serious time, man. And This is why I will always go back to gardening, because gardening help you in many ways. Gardening help you mentally, physically, and spiritually. It also help you to know what you're eating. It also help you to be more healthy, because now you're able to eat better, eat the things you love, and spend more time with yourself. Because sometimes, man, sometimes, guys, when you hear I get up and I go in the garden, sometimes it take me hours before I get out that garden. Hours. Because the vibes is so nice, the birds them chirping, the vibes is so nice, the energy is beautiful, the plants them is growing. You feel so good. It's a good feeling. Also, it's a way of feeding your family. It's a way of give you some some like a sustainable living, because it's a blessing to just able to get up, man, walk outside, go in your garden, pick some fresh stuff, wash them off nice, head back in your kitchen, whether you eating them raw or you cooking them. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, guys. It's a blessing to able to do that. It's a blessing. When I tell you, sometimes I get up in the morning and I feel like drink some. Yes, 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 yes. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I just feel like, you know what? I feel like drinking some minty this morning. You have choice. You're able to choose because you are minty. You have rosemary. You have all different type of herbs that you could make tea. And able to just choose. It's a blessing. So these things, guys, it's listen me. I've been talking about this for a long time. Learn to grow something. It's getting crazy, man. And if you notice, man, if you notice what's going on, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Not just one place. Every part of the world right now. It's a situation going on right now. Skills, it's getting back, especially for the older people. When I say the older people, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, especially for these type of people, like I'm saying, the children, they're gonna adjust. Is there? This is what they know. We grow up in different eras, so now we so comfortable living the way we used to live. So now we got to adjust. Exactly. No one is exempt. Exactly. So now we have to adjust. So we got to figure out now. Listen me, guys. Listen me. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, man. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's getting difficult. Dr. Bill Aintree. And very soon, guys, very soon, a lot of things that used to offer to people is not going to be available anymore. Guys, very soon, there's a lot of things that used to offer not going to be available anymore. You will have to figure it out for yourself. You will have to do these things for yourself out of your pocket. And if you don't have the money, what would you do? This is why you have to get back into watch what you eat. We have to get back into watch what we eat. This is our thinking now. I got to watch what I eat. I can't be eating all this sweet. I can't be eating all this food that I know can create harm for me. I don't want to be using too much sugar, diabetes, these things. Could you imagine you have this situation and have to go to the doctor that they have to give you and you got to pay for that out your pocket? Could you imagine? Then people not gonna be going to the doctor because it's too expensive. So absolutely health, wealth, even more so now. Exactly, sis, exactly. People wouldn't afford. You wouldn't able to afford to go to the doctor because it's gonna be too expensive. This is why, for the people who knows me on YouTube or who follow me on YouTube, they always hear me talk about eating healthy, growing healthy food. I always talk about these things because I remember, guys. Thank you guys for the like, appreciate it. I remember watching the older folks when I was a little kid, 90 years, and they're 90 years and they functioning so well. They walking up and down, they walking going to the mountain. 80 years of age and able to go to the mountain, walk up strong. You understand? And when I realized it had something to do with the food they was actually eating and the exercise, the walking. Now today, in them times, the amount of walking you used to have to do, it was like an exercise to the body. It was good to the body. These days, people hardly walk. If you have a vehicle and the store is down the block, you jumping in your vehicle and go to the store. You're not walking down there. You see what I'm coming from? So comfortability, comfortability. We has accept comfortability so deeply that we forget the things we used to be doing. And these days, you're not gonna get the kids them to do that. Time change. So what I'm saying, guys, I cannot tell you what to do. We all got to decide create our own destiny. But the only thing I can tell you right at this moment, try to grow something or learn to grow something. Pass that down to, at least pass it down to your children, the children. Because I'm telling you, some serious time is coming and I know you all know it. It doesn't matter where you at. It doesn't matter which part of the wall you sit in. It's gonna hit you. because we enter, a different era, a different time where things change. Sometimes even power change within these times. So we got to brace ourselves. So when all the dust settle, we got to brace ourselves because we're going to be in a situation where we will have to figure stuff out. Try to eat healthy. Try to stay away from certain food. Try to, we understand sugar. We understand the power of sugar. You understand? We understand too much sweetness, what it could create. We understand where a lot of things can do that we consume on a regular. And sometimes, even though we know what it can create, we still consume it. So give yourself some option, guys. Give yourself some option. No, no. Let's put this. I'm gonna. This is one of the easiest thing to grow. And the good thing about it is it comes back every year. Mint. Mint. We all love tea. We understand the importance of tea, especially in the morning. We wake up, we get ourselves together. We drink a fresh cup of tea. We understand. So mint, because we buying a lot of stuff, and do we know what's in the package? No, we don't. We just read and, oh, okay, all right. And we pick it up and we go on with it. But we don't even know if it's what we pick up. So, mint is so easy to grow in a container. You could harvest all through the year and dry it and put it up. And you also could be picking fresh mint all through the year. So, mint is something good and easy to give you some sort of independence, knowing that this is mint I'm drinking. I grow this mint, this is mint I'm drinking. Not, you understand? We understand, and I understand. Some people limited when come under space. But guys, try to grow something, learn to grow something. If you have the space in your backyard and you living in an area where you could rear some chicken, whether you could rear like a sheep, a goat, you should try. I'm telling you. If you love meat, you should try. If you love eggs, you should try. You see the price eggs reached the other day. You see the price. You see the price where eggs reached the other day. So it's I'm telling you, the time is coming. The time is coming where you have to be self-sufficient. I'm telling you. The time is coming where you have to be self-sufficient, because it's not going to be that easy to get access to things like how you used to. Things changing. So self-sufficiency gonna become the norm very soon. So brace yourself for it. Brace yourself for it. You have to figure out how you cannot be 100% independent. We know that's kind of really tough to be, especially living in the city. If you live in the countryside, you could. It's possible. It's possible because a lot of people, you see, sometimes, guys, sometimes when you look at certain places, when you look at certain places, and you realize they're still using, okay, hey, Gibon, Jamaica. All right, guys. Black Guns and Garden, how you all doing, man? Thank you all for being here. Guys, I'm just, hey, Fifi, how you doing? I'm just here, guys. I'm just here, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, the chat ain't even going up. I ain't even know you guys here saying hi. I'm sorry for that. Sorry for that, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys. Blessing, 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 blessing to all. Oh man, I ain't even see nobody. You guys was here. Wow. Yes. Thank you guys, man, and thank you for hitting the likes. Truly appreciate it. Yes. So, very soon, guys. Very, very soon. Self-sufficiency gonna be the norm. You will have to be self-sufficient. Try to own pieces of a small piece of land. It ain't gotta be 10 acres. It ain't gotta be 100 acres. It ain't gotta be 5 acres. If there's land available, guys, try hold on a piece. I remember when I was little, when I was a young boy growing up, I always hear they say, I always hear they talk about the city life. One guy did call it the shitty life. The great Peter Tosh did call it that. Because when you really look at the limitation, and I mean you can't blame them for the limitation. Because if you live in the city and you see the city life and how it is, it got to have limitation because people gonna be doing everything in the city. So this is why sometimes it's good to step out of the city and live in these areas that you able to be comfortable, able to grow chicken, able to grow a goat, able to grow a cow, able to have a garden, because that's self-sufficient. That's able to feed your family. That's being independent. That's a form of being independent. Able to provide all these things. If you love eggs, you're able to grow chicken. If you love chicken, the meat, you're able to grow turkey, you're able to grow a goat, you're able to grow a sheep, you're able to grow. That's independent. Then you also have land to grow the food. That's independent. That being independent, it's heading there. Because I'm telling you, It's either you got to find the money to buy it, or you're going to have to do it yourself. It's either you're going to have to find the money to buy it, or you're going to have to figure it out yourself. I remember, man, time just strange and repeat itself, but sometimes in different form. Because I remember growing up, you seeing people had the chuck and they pull in the chuck, enjoying life, enjoying having fun. The toys, I'm talking about toys. And we will have a sardine pan. And what we will do with the sardine pan, bore a hole with a string, load it up with sand, and pull it like it's a chuck. Creative and make yourself comfortable. Being creative and make yourself comfortable. Being
I say all the
creative.
time, I don't want to sit here behind the mic every day.
Right.
Because y'all don't want to hear me.
Being creative and make yourself
This first day of
comfortable.
our spring member campaign alongside producer Daniel Razel.
Right? Hold on. We power after. Yes. Yes, make that war. Hell yeah. We used to use sardine pan, Milo pan, all type of stuff and be creative and happier at the same time. And this is where we getting back in a different form. We might be saying, oh, what you talking about? We ain't got to go back to them old age. Yes, but you got to be independent and you got to make yourself comfortable. You got to make things work for you now. You understand? Because people is either you have the money or you do it for yourself. This is where we heading, man. Look around, guys. Look around. It's all over the world. This is not just one place. This is everywhere. This is everywhere. The battle is on. So self-sufficiency, it's very important. I think is one of the most important thing right now. Sometimes we say we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that. Well, we got to start to get that thinking out of our mind. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Well, guys, it's getting to a place where we don't know what we will have to do. It's getting to a place where we don't know what we will have to do. And we don't know what we will have to eat. We don't know what we will have to in the form of surviving. So if you don't want to eat something, then you have to grow it. If you feel you don't want to eat the meat that the supermarket sell, it's either you stop eat it or you're gonna have to grow the cow. You see what I'm coming from? So things we used to say, we got to be careful how we use these words now, because if you don't have the money, then you will have to do it out. And if you feel you can't do it out, then you will have to grow it. You see what I'm coming from? We hitting this time. And it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And we have to look into our health. We have to look into our health. It's important to look into your health. Very important. Because very soon, guys, remember a lot of things that was available mightn't be available anymore. Or it might be available to certain people. So now you got to think about your health, keeping you away from sickness. Now you got to start studying these herbs that can help clean. You see, something we don't do a lot of times, cleaning our system. You know, you drive in a vehicle and you make sure you take the vehicle to the shop. When the vehicle shop, service, oil change. When the vehicle shop, it mark oil change. Oh, okay, I got to take this vehicle for a oil change. You know why? Because the system need cleaning out, flush out. So now you got to get rid of that oil, put in fresh oil. But sometimes we don't realize that we need, our system need clean out too. And you know what? The thing about it is, it have natural remedy to do this thing. We just don't know. But in the older time, I remember when my grandmother, she know exactly what to give you. You understand? I remember she used to give us this bitter thing, something real bitter. Real bitter. And the thing about it is, don't tell yourself you're not drinking it. Please don't tell yourself you're not drinking it. Because they want to see under your tongue, they want to see. So they want to make sure you drink it. But when you look back at it today, I'm glad that's how they were, because I'm telling you, if they wasn't like that, we might have spit it out. When they're gone, we might have spit it out. But they make sure we swallow it down and help clean out your system. Sometimes I remember, I'm telling you, I remember. And you know what, guys? You wouldn't believe that what you have inside of you, the kind of parasite you have inside of you, the worms and the living inside you. You would not believe that. But that's truth right there. You have serious parasite living in your stomach with all the food and all that. Right. That's why sometimes, and they claim some of them is good parasite that need to be inside, just like the soil. There's parasite that need to be in the soil. It's the same with our body. That's what they say. I don't know. But I remember she used to give us something to drink. A bitter bush. It was bush. She used to boil it. And when you drink that, man, sometimes you use in the bathroom and you see warm flushing out. Like you might see a warm, a good size one coming out your system. This is something was living inside you. So they know the things to use to clean your system naturally. Then she also gave us the aloe plant. She also gave us the aloe plant. She also, and them aloe used to be real bitter too. Them aloe used to be so bitter. Because I remember when she used to give us the aloe plant, and my goodness, the aloe so bitter. But she always makes sure you swallow it. When I look back today, I got to say thank you. Because You were seeing result. That's the thing. You was actually seeing result. You feel better. So it's important, guys. It's important for us to look into our health, especially in these times. Be cautious. Time is changing. And if you don't have the funds to see a doctor to take care of you, how you gonna get taken care of? So these are the things, man, for 2025 and on. We gotta wake up and understand there's a shift in everything. There's a change in everything. Even in the atmosphere, you could feel something is going on. It's a shift is going on. And sitting back and wait, should we just sit back and wait till the dust settle? Or should we just live our life, try to be more independent, try to be more self-sufficient, try to learn as much as we can, try to get more skills, get ourselves to able to do more things, learn to cook outside. I mean, a lot of people might say, where the hell are you talking about? But the truth is, for the new world, the new system, cooking outside gonna be like, what kind of craziness is the outside doing? 20 years from now, a person outside cooking and wood fire, they're gonna say crazy. 20 years from now, if they see a guy outside cooking on wood fire, they're gonna say crazy as hell. I'm telling you. Because the world we headed for now is gonna be a snap of a finger and your food cooked. You see what I'm coming from? You're gonna be speaking. You know, guys, when I look, I'm telling you right now, when I see how much a person could do with a phone, oh my goodness. When I see what these phones capable of, and this is the tip of the iceberg. Wait, let me go back in the chat. I even hold on. Oh man, the screen is not moving, so I'm not seeing nothing. Sometimes you may have money, but it's not available for you to buy. Exactly. Good, it's 100 facts. Guys, I'm sorry, but the screen is not moving. Yeah, exactly. Adjust your diet, exercise. Yep, get everything checked out now. I agree. I agree. They call them weeds. I know we discuss exactly, Fifi, exactly. Sorry guys, the screen is not moving at all. I don't know why, but understand we have to be cautious about herbal remedies, but I believe in them and have used them for most of right, that's true. Cooking outside is just like camping, that normal for a lot of people around the world. but some are going to have a hard time. I agree with that too. I agree with that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. I got to start move the screen because the screen is stuck. I'm not seeing anything, and I'm just having this conversation. But yeah, guys. Yeah, cooking outside 10 years from now, they will call that person crazy. Who the crazy man outside they be? Cook. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, when you look at it, when you really look at it, and the listen me, man, I have this phone. I'm telling you guys, with this phone, all you have to do, there's a thing. This phone, all you got to, there's a button on the side, and you could say anything, and it pop it up for you. You could press a button and say, I want to go to California. And the GPS pop up. Ready to go. Yo, I'm telling you. Technology has gone to a different level, boy. You see. I see that. I think that food is going to be good. You see? Exactly. 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 Go to see if she see somebody outside eating, cooking, she gonna say, damn, that food is good. Exactly. But in them time, they're gonna wanna know who that crazy person out they be. I set a one pot on wood fire. Yeah. They, they be what? They be wanna know who this person out they be what they doing. They may want to know if it's a foreign language, a foreign situation going on out there. But this is how we used to live. This is how people live even today. People still living like that today. Even today, people still living like that today. From the day they born unto now, they still living that type of life. And you know, you might say, oh, the poor. Poor, these people more happy. Sometimes more happy than you think. I'm telling you. Because let me explain this to you. Sometimes it feel more, it's more easier. But guess what? You still gotta go and walk. Remember, the guy who living like that, or the woman, they're gonna get up and go outside and pick up their wood for free. Right? And they come back and they cut up the wood and they catch the fire. The guy who growing his food, he get up, he go out there, he grow his food. When harvest time, he harvest his food and he cook. No. He plant enough that he could store to feed his family. No. On the other hand, you got to get up to walk to keep that gas in your house that you could cook, right? You got to get up, walk to buy food. Sometimes you're doing the job and you hate the job, but you still got to do it. So think about it and see who more, who more at ease. You see? So sometimes we look at it as this is poor life, poor living. Sometimes it's good living. Sometimes it's good living. But yes, guys, time changed, man, and as far as I see, self-sufficiency gonna become the norm very, very soon. Self-sufficiency, it already happening. There's a lot of things I don't believe will be so easy to get access to in the future. And at the same time, we can't even depend on the jobs them to say, okay, well, there are going to be jobs and we're going to be working because you still got to compete. You still got to compete with the jobs. You still have machine competing. And here why a lot of employees going to be going to these machines. One of the reasons why. They ain't got to pay no insurance. You see what I'm saying? All they do, they buy the machine and the machine works for them. They ain't got to pay no insurance. They ain't got to worry about you calling in, say you're not coming in today. They ain't got to worry about these type of stuff. So they're going to more wholeheartedly depend on this machine. So at the end of the day, could we sit back and say, job is coming to us or job is coming back? Yes, job is coming back, but for who? Who is getting the jobs? Think about that. We have to learn now how to get around this thing. We have to figure out how are we going to make it. How? Especially when you are children, when you are young children. If your children and them grown, you could jump up and say, you know, give yourself a thumbs up because you did your job and now they're grown. But when the baby is just different. You know, you remember, like when I was little growing up, you know, you could leave your children with your with your grandma, with your mother, with your parents. You gotta leave your children with your parents and don't have to worry. Don't even have to worry about paying them because that was like the norm. That was like the natural. Could you do that today? Could you do that today? Yes. I will. Some people help. But you only could help to an extent. Because you still got your life to live. So we got to think these days, man. We got to think. Because when we are children, our life over. When I say our life over, our life is focused on the children now. It ain't us no more. It's about we got to figure out a roof over their head, food for them to eat, clothes for them to wear, make sure they're okay. All your focus goes on your children. So for the young people out there, nothing wrong with having children. I think it's a beautiful thing. But make sure you're ready. Make sure you're ready. Don't make children depending and expect that people are going to be helping you and taking care. You might be very disappointed. You understand? Because in this time, grandmother is pretty young. Grandfather is pretty young. They ain't try. They will help you. They will help you as much as you can. But they mightn't able to help you as much as you like. Because maybe one day you want to go and hang out with your friend. And maybe on that same day, I got something to do. That's very important. Right there. So think for the young people, think and plan it out, guys. Because when children appear, your life over, all your focus goes to the children now, because you got to make sure when you don't have, your children got to have. When you need a winter jacket or work boots, and your children need milk or a car seat or a stroller, whatever, you got to ignore your winter your winter jacket or your work boots and make sure you fulfill the need of that child. So think about it, guys. It's not easy. Do not tell yourself that you're going out there and make kids and believe your friend or your auntie or your cousin or your uncle or your what mother or your grandparents gonna help you. They will help you, but it mightn't be to the extent. It mightn't be as much as you would like to. All right, so think about it, guys. I'm not telling you do not to have children. I think it's a beautiful thing. All right, but sometimes you got to think it out. Think it out. All right. So yes, guys, 2025 now begin, and we actually in the fourth month. Damn. Wow. It ain't now January the other day. We ain't now hit 2025. And we in the fourth month. I know, boy. 2026 might be something. 2026, guys, might be something. So all I can say right now is grow something. So for the gardeners, is there any gardeners up in here right at this moment? How your garden going so far? What's going on? Do you start planting? Did you plant in anything? How the weather treating you? Did the last frost pass? What's going on with you? What's going on? Cause my garden is doing pretty well, man. I'm so grateful. Cause right now I see my cauliflower them turning, the whiteness start showing. My cabbage them folding. My broccoli already form and growing nice. Potato growing up really nice. Fruit trees, well, some of them have on fruits. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. But one thing I could say, guys, I work very hard in my garden, especially from November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So I personally does be working 6 straight months in my garden. But when June hit, it's only harvesting time for me. So I put in the work, preparing the soil, planting, taking care of the plant. But in June, that's harvest time. So guys, like I keep saying, man, grow something, learn to acquire skills. Wait. Time flying by. Hell yeah. I planted brassica this past weekend. You, damn, Fifi, how about Homestead? You know what? Listen to me, man. I gotta give you props because God, when you really look at it, man, in your zone, planting brassica. We in April. Um, I plant my brassica them since back in February. So it's actually 2 months ahead. Wow. Plant your brassica this past weekend. Wow. And I'm almost ready to harvest my brassica them. My collard greens are them ready to. I could start breaking collard greens already. You understand? So by the time my stuff them falling and heading to for harvest time, start planting. Wow. Wow. So you see, the people in zone 6 and 7 really have a challenging time. The people in zones 8, 9, 10, listen, you guys have a real, man, you guys should be taking advantage of the season and of the weather. For real. You guys should be taking advantage. I don't play. I utilize the season. Yes, that's why I have to start in those to buy some time. Yes. God damn. This is serious, man. People in zone 8, zone 9. And you start early. Because believe me, sometimes I start my stuff them December, January, because especially my brassica them. I love to around them time because I know February I'm planting out my brassica them. But to now start, wow. Yeah man, the people them in this zone should be growing several crops because here, let me tell you how I utilize the time. Let me tell you how I utilize the time. Now, in February, I cannot plant pepper in February. Cannot plant okra. Most plants you cannot plant in them time. So what I'll do, the brassica, I bring out the brassica in February and I plant my brassica in February. Now, that's the only type of food you could plant within that time. And onions. Because the other type of plants I'm planting, I gotta wait till the weather change. So what I do, I bring out these brassica now and plant them. So by the time plant them February, March, April, May. By the time May, and this is when some people now start planting. By the time May, ending of May, I'm harvesting these crop. You got to utilize your time. I'm harvesting from these crop and getting ready to replant something in that area. So I can't tell, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not telling you guys what to do, how to do it. You do your thing. I'm going to speak for myself. I utilize the season. I try to get as much as I can out of the season, the garden season. So this is why I'm going to be brassica early in the year, very early. Because I know they're going to stand the weather that I deal with. So I bring out the brassica. By the time the ending of May, I harvest out all them areas already. I stuck another crop up inside here. So instead of you waiting till May, the ending of April, May, to now start planting brassica, if you in this zone down here, I'm not talking about Fifi zone. I'm not talking about our zone. Or I think she does deal with freezing soil. But if you're in zone 8, 9, you should have several crops growing, honestly. You should have several crops. And I could say that because I do it. I could say that because I do it. Brassica, if you love brassica, plant them early. So by the time harvest, you have something. You sow some type of seed that you know ready to plant as soon as you pull up this cabbage. You have something to plant that can produce. That can produce before you frost. This is why you sit down and you study. But that's what I do. That's what I do. I sit down and I study. Let me see, go to it say. I'm back from. All right, thank you. All right, thank you, go to it. All right, 56. All right, 15, 6B. So that's, I guess that's some real cool areas. But what I'm saying is, all right, you in 6B. You in 6B, right? No, you're dealing with freezing temperature. Sometimes you get snow. Sometimes you even get snow maybe in February, maybe March, right? I think you did a shots. Is last month you get snow? I think so. Okay, good eats in 9A. Okay, good eats. You could utilize the time and grow many different things within your season because you have a beautiful green. You're in a nice zone. You're in a beautiful zone that you could grow some stuff. But like in Fifi now, she in zone 6B. Sometimes she maybe gets snow. Okay, all right. You see what I'm saying? We in April. And she gets snow in April. So this is why in this zone, you cannot just go out there and start planting. You still gotta wait till maybe the ending of April. When you're in zone 8, zone 9, by the time April, the weather done change already. You see, we do get some cold weather in morning. We do get cold weather in morning, but by the time 11, 10, 11, and the sun come out, the coldness disappear. But we do get some real cold weather in morning. Still happening up to today. But it's not cold enough to destroy the plants. It's not cold enough. If we get in below 30 degrees, then I say, no, oh no, I'm going to wait. But if you get in above 35, 37, peppers can come out. You can bring out your peppers in them time. I bring out my pepper them before the last frost. Yes, they were struggling, but right now they live off right now. If I was in, okay, 50, if I was in zone, I think, I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you, I would not stop grow. I will not stop grow. But yes, This zone, you if you really sit down and think about the plants them and how long they take before harvest, you could know how to utilize the time, the growing season, and get several crops within the growing season. Because now you know cabbage take a certain amount of time. So as soon as these cabbage harvest and you pull them up, there's something you done sow seed already, ready to put in that hole and able to produce before the frost in the fall. You have to know to utilize that space. Yes, you got to know to utilize that space, and you could get some real good harvest out of your garden. You could get some real, you could get a lot of food out of your garden. We been in the 90s but had a little dip a week or two ago. Wow. That's some sick. But anyhow, I'm going to tell you too. The heat ain't no joke to man. The heat is not no joke too. When come on the plants them too, the heat is not joke. That's why, like for instance, good eats. Like how you deal with these type of heat. I mean, I deal with them too. Like how you deal with them type of heats. I want to start gardening pretty early. You know what I'm saying? Pretty early before the summer. This is why I try to, even sometimes I know the weather is cold. I still bring out my plants them. Even I know, man, the weather is still chilly, man. Maybe you need to leave these plants in. Sometimes I bring them out. And why I bring them out too? It's I'm trying to get their root established. I'm trying to get their roots growing. You see what I'm saying? Before that heat start coming. Because when the heat start coming, man, listen to me. Sometimes you plant in that heat. And when the heat start penetrating them young plants, man, it could be very challenging for them plants. So this is why I like to bring them out a little early that them could deal with the cold. Once I see it's not going down below 35 degrees, then sometimes I check the weather, and then I check the weather for 10 days ahead. And when I check the weather for 10 days ahead, if I don't see no dip within that time, I bring them out, because you have 10 days. They have 10 days for their root to catch. They mightn't be growing as fast as you want them to, but once the root catch, so when the weather start now, when the cool weather start, when the heat start, they already push root. So when the heat start, they just take off. This is why my pepper them grow so tall. Because I use this method and it really works for me. I don't wait till the sun begin to start bring out my pepper. I bring them out a little early. So from the time the weather change, they take off. Okay, let me see. Yes. Yeah, man. So, especially now, guys, gotta utilize that space, man. Especially now, utilize that space. You want to grow as much food as possible in this time. You know, this year, man, this year, I was just throwing squash seed in the garden, corn seed, punk. Man, listen me, I've been going really serious this year. My only thing is, I'm not seeing no bees. I see one little bee in a video I was doing when yesterday. One little bee. And I'm kind of worried. You know what I'm saying? One little baby bee, I think was a bug. The bee so small, I think was a bug. A little bug. I need these big guys. I got to eat. You understand? And this year, I have a lot of squash plant, a lot of squash this year. And without these pollinators, I will have to go in and do it myself. And we need them bees, man. I've been talking about them bees for a long time now. It's like it just getting worse and worse every year. It's like it just getting, it's just like they're decreasing. It's just like, and I'm looking at this for a long time, you know. For real, I've been looking at this for a really long time. With 50, I've seen a lot of bees so far because my fruit trees have flowers on them. I hope they stay around. Well, if you seeing bees, I know something ain't right. Because you seeing bees and I ain't seeing no bees. So that mean the bees them already out. So why I'm not seeing none? It's been a decrease. And I always say I'm gonna grow some bees, but I'm gonna do some bees. I even have boxes to start my own beehive, and up to now I ain't get to that. But I ain't seeing no bees, and I don't know, my plum tree, maybe them is self-pollinators, because I ain't seen no bees. My peach trees, maybe them is self-pollinators, because I ain't seen no bees. I don't know. But the amount of squash, because I was just throwing squash seed in some areas, and I'm just gonna build some trails, and they thick on the ground. I'm not even transplanting them. I'm just building trail and just put a lot of soil around their root that every one of them could able to have some space to push their root. And I'm just building trail and I'm just leaving them right there. But without the bees, I think it might be a problem. For real. In my area, in my zone, these bees been decreasing rapidly. And this is not no joke. I see one little baby bee. The thing so small. Is I thought it was a bug landing on the plant. That's how small it was. One. Hopefully, I might see more. When my hibiscus them start coming in, when my flowers them start coming in, hopefully they might draw some. I was planting some marigold today. I have a breed of marigold that produce so much flowers. I love that marigold because that marigold produce so much flowers, man. It's like, god damn. And the thing, what I love about it too, it drop its seed on the ground. And my goodness, if you see marigold seedlings, that germinate where that plant was. So I was transplanting some today. So that's a plant that's gonna be coming back, reseeding itself, which is a good idea. Reseeding itself, man. I'm telling you, gardening is something, man. Is something. Hey, 10 likes. Hey guys, thanks for the 10 likes, man. I truly appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Yes, marigold. And I also see my rower start pushing flowers today, which that's gonna be seed I able to get from the rower plant. And it might drop. I'm gonna allow it to drop some, and maybe it could grow up a lot of rower in the area. Last year, no, 2 years ago, I bring up some we call it burdock. Yes, 2 weeks, 2 years ago, I planted some burdock, and last year the burdock them push flowers, and I leave them. And if you see burdock slip, just grow up. If you see burdock slip, just grow up all over the place. I dig up some and I plant them in one on one row. Because I want to grow burdock as well. I want to be able to harvest their root. Because I'm hearing that burdock have a lot of benefit. So my goal is to grow things that can come back the next year. So if I don't feel like doing a garden, they're gonna come back regardless. So if I say, you know what, I'm not planting nothing this year, I know for a fact there's gonna be food growing up in the garden. There's gonna be Edo, there's gonna be Dashin, there's gonna be Tanya, there's gonna be burdock root, there's gonna be marigold. There's gonna be so many things come right back up, and that's my goal. Fruit trees and plants that comes back every year. That even though I don't want to plant anything, there will be food regardless. There will be always garlic in the garden that comes back every year, because I always try to leave some garlic in the ground. There will be always garlic. There will be always onion. There will be you understand? This is how I want to set up my garden. Basically I'm trying to turn it into a food forest where it sustains itself. So the most I might gotta do is go in, clean it out from time to time. But regardless to what, there will be food there at all time. Yeah, yes, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, Fifi. Just do it in that form. And I think it's a good idea, because at least you know. Say for instance, you're busy. You might have stuff to do. But you know for a fact there's gonna be food growing up in your garden. You know for a fact there's gonna be food growing in your garden. Like for instance, I have edos in areas that I never harvest. I have edos growing in different places that I never harvest them. Different areas that just grow up every year. All they do, the pots get bigger and thicker. You see? I mostly harvest out my garden, but there's places I have edos that I barely harvest, and they all they do the area gets so thick. You know, I have an area too. I have an area where it don't, like some water area, because I remember we used to have meadows in a swamp, in a swampy area where water, water running, and some might come in this area and kind of settle in the. And you put meadows inside and they just grow, and you get in callaloo. Now, and this is where I'm going and get my callaloo now. One thing I want to check with my meadows, and I'm gonna find this out this year. If you take out the callaloo, is it making you get bigger meadows or smaller meadows? I'm gonna find that out this year. Someone tell me that, but I want to see for myself this year. If you leave them to grow without take out the callaloo from them, if you will able to get bigger meadows, I'm gonna see. I don't know. I'm gonna see. Yes, in the right callaloo drain. Yes, that's what I'm trying for create Fifi Urban Homestead. That's basically what I'm trying to create, because we used to do it, so it's possible. We used to do it, so it's possible. So yes, guys, I could only speak for myself, but you guys have to, where you live in, your zone, what you capable of doing, the space you have, what I'll say, utilize that space you have and try to grow as much as you can. You see what I'm saying? If people growing in zone 6, zone 6B, able to grow, you in zone 7, zone 8, zone, you're supposed to be able to grow a lot more, because you have more growing time. You got more growing time. So utilize your time. Now in the time for waste. You want to grow as much as you can within the season. So that you could put some up, squash and thing, lasts a pretty long time. Squash lasts a long time. These are things I'm trying to grow. Yeah, definitely good eats. Yeah, wrong. Grow as much as you can, because listen to me, you have the zone to grow a lot of food, different type of food. You got to figure out what can I grow to basically always have food coming from them. In them type of zone, yeah. In my zone, when you hear November hit and the coldness pass through, it wiping down your garden. You know what I'm saying? So I choose what I'm growing. Like peppers, I love to grow peppers. I love to grow okra, the arrows, because these plants gonna last right through. So you getting callaloo from the arrows, you harvesting from the okra, and you also harvesting from the pepper. So you always able to harvest something. Once the coldness come, they all dry down. But once it ain't cold, you able to harvest okra, pepper, all these things once the coldness ain't penetrate. So these are things you got to think about. And you could always have food, believe it or not. fresh food growing because you have the zone for that. Yes, you have the zone for that. Yeah, man. So just look around, man, guys. Sit down and think. This is not the time, guys. It's more serious than we think. It's more serious than we think. So, able to somehow or the other be independent 30%, 40% is a great idea. Than be dependable 100%. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to do is just encourage people because like I said, man, when you sit back and you watch what's going on, you know it's not gonna be easy. You already know it ain't gonna be. Look, the prices for things. Egg used to be one of the cheapest thing you could find, right? Egg used to be one of the cheapest thing you can buy. Look, Fifi Urban Homestead. She don't have to buy egg because she real a chicken. She don't have to buy chicken, the meat, because she real her own chicken. These are the things we have to get into. If you have the space, you can't use the word I'm not doing it. Because if you're not doing it, you will have to buy it. And if you don't have the money, you cannot buy it. So it's either you grow it or you stop eat it. You understand? It's either you grow it or you stop eat it. Because I know people are not allowing you to walk in their yard and take the chicken. You understand? So don't say you're not growing it, right? Once you have the space, you could do it, guys. My talk here coming in 2 days. Oh God, God damn, 2 days. You see, hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. At least you ain't gotta go to the store to buy no turkey, fresh turkey that you grow, that you feed, that you take care of. That's what's matter. Being independent, even is 10%, is better than dependable 100%. You know, today I have some fruit trees. Going for my grandson, really, not really mine. I'm trying to hook you up with a food forest, grapes, peach, pear, apple. I'm trying to hook him up. And today I'm looking in the container and I'm saying, but this is a lot of space here in the container because I have the fruit tree them in their own container. And I'm saying, but wait, this is a lot of space here. You know what I did? I take some beet and I plant them around the fruit tree in the container. Simple like that. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes these simple little ideas you can do. Plant a little beet there, plant a little, in the same container with the fruit trees. You know what I mean? These are really, and then when these things start growing around the fruit tree, they look so beautiful. And man, I'm telling you. And this year, this year, My fruit trees them is looking so healthy this year. What I'm telling you guys, you have so much natural remedy out there that you could get and use. You know what I'm saying? So much natural remedy. Because I used to see some stuff on my fruit trees. On my fruit trees. And what I did, I put a little oil. A little well, I did use olive oil. Cut up some onion. No, garlic. Cut up some garlic and put it inside it. Even the raw plant, the leaf, because the scent is so strong. I put them in the oil. Let it marinate. And I go and I spray the fruit trees them with that thing. Not the whole tree, but where I see what I noticed was happening. I noticed like right where the leaf is coming out. I'm noticing there was a whitey stings right there. And I take the thing and I spray them. And if you see this, I don't see them no more. And the plant, the fruit trees and them look so healthy. Their leaf looks so healthy this year. So sometimes, man, you ain't got to go and buy these kind of... Anyhow, I can't tell people what to do. But I'm trying to use natural remedy. And sometimes you have these things right in your garden. Believe it or not. Sometimes you have them right in your garden. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But I just want to say, man, 2 hours. Wow. Nearly 2 hours. I just want to say thank you all again, man, for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate you all. Shout out to Fifi, Urban Homestead and Lifestyle. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for being a member for such a long time on this channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shout out to Fifi Urban Homestead. If you guys interested in a homestead, growing turkey, growing chicken, growing, well, I know turkey and chicken, and growing your own food, you could learn a lot from her. All right? So thank you all for coming. Go Fifi say, come at your own risk. Wait, hold on. Is that is that when I say yeah, right. You guys show, I mean, yeah, when people grow in their chicken and the goat and the sheep, you, you come at your own. Because people ain't allowing you to walk in the place and take their, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yes. Yes, Goody, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yes, guys, you can always check out Fifi. You will learn a lot. You will learn a lot. You want to know about chicken? You know, you see, this is the thing. You see, I only could recommend people because I see how they deal with, they do their work. You know, and I do believe Fifi is very experienced. Why I'm saying this too? Because she grow chicken in many different climates. Like me, I grow chicken, but I'm not gonna be telling anybody about chicken because I only grow chicken in the tropical. So I don't think I have, you know, that authority to be telling somebody about chicken in a cold climate. I never did it. So I can't. So I'm referring her because she doing it. She did it in different type of climate. So that's a good place to learn. All right. And it's not just chicken, it's turkey as well. And also she grow her food. All right. And guys, also don't forget to check out Good Eats Homestead. You will learn from each and every one of them because listen me, they all have something to share. They all have information. And sometimes you could take a liquor from everybody. You could take a liquor from everybody and that's it right there, man, and learn along the way. So check out Fifi Urban Homestead and check out Good Eats Homestead. I truly appreciate you guys for stopping in tonight and hang with me tonight. Appreciate you all. And look, the link is in the chat. If you guys good eat, maybe you could put your link as well, man. Listen me. And you want to check out Fifi Urban Homestead? The link is in the chat. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I hope this live tonight motivates someone to grow something. Nobody coming out. All right. All right. How could you allow that? When you gotta get up in the morning, get out in that cool to make sure them chicken comfortable, fed, fresh water, and then allow somebody to take that? Nah. Anyhow, guys, good night, guys. You have a blessed and wonderful night. And guys, don't forget the Herb Garden Challenge is on. Please support the people who participate in. All right. Thank you all. You guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Appreciate you all. Good night, guys. Peace and love.